Persistent pain is a big problem and one that is widely misunderstood. Hello, my name is Fen and I live with persistent pain, along with an estimated 30 to 50% of people in the UK. That's a lot of people, isn't it? That's the thing about pain, it's invisible. But for me, like many others, it's there all the time, affecting our physical and mental health, limiting what we're able to do and how we feel and think. The impact of persistent pain is not just a problem for those of us living with it, it's also a problem for our families, our friends, and our employers if we're lucky enough to have them. It's a problem for our healthcare systems and the communities in which we live. For many years, I didn't understand my pain. Neither did most of the health professionals and other people trying to support me. Unfortunately, persistent pain is widely misunderstood. This affects how we think and feel about pain, the treatment we are offered, and the decisions we make. Misunderstanding is making a big problem even bigger. It's time for things to change. By improving our understanding of pain, we can improve the health and well-being of whole communities. This is where Flipping Pain comes in. Flipping Pain aims to change the way everyone talks about, thinks about, and treats persistent pain, through delivering a range of public engagement events and activities in the heart of local communities. Since 2019, Flipping Pain has delivered a learning approach known as Pain Science Education to both public and professional audiences. All the campaign material and events are created by pain experts, including people like me who live with persistent pain. 95% of people who've attended one of our seminars reported a positive shift in at least one negative assumption about pain. For me, like many others, flipping my understanding of pain was the key to learning to live well with pain and regaining my quality of life. I learned why lots of medications and injections I was given didn't really work. I found what type of support suited me, and best of all, I learned how I could help myself. To find out more and join us on our mission to empower more people to rethink pain, re-engage and recover, visit flippingpain.co.uk.
For the nation coming up on the 15th of October, which is a national broadcast to anyone that wants to be part of it and seeing a bit of what we do. And this is both in person and online. And throughout this process, we've created numerous digital resources that we continue to build and continue to hone our national media presence as well. We don't take ourselves, it's a serious subject, but we don't like to take ourselves too serious. We throw in humour, metaphor, magic tricks, but the power of storytelling is really what makes the message stick long beyond that single event. What makes it work? Making things accessible, creating plain language resources, using metaphors and harnessing the real power of that lived experience story, that voice of lived experience, like we heard already this morning at the start of the session. We're a really small team, so developing partnerships that span the NHS, sport and charities has really helped broaden our reach and our credibility. And throughout this process as well, we think, how do we scale this up? So we are now working on a Train the Trainer initiative, so local advocates and clinicians can carry our message forward and at scale on our behalf as well. And everyone's singing from the same hymn sheet, both from that bottom-up and top-down perspective, a real recipe for success. Key lessons: to embed lived experience in the process from day one, to translate science into metaphors and stories that people remember long after the event. We use multiple modes for delivery, and we're really bold. We've even held events in comedy clubs. As I say, we throw in magic tricks, visual illusions, audio illusions, things that really help make our message stick. And we evaluate constantly and learn, adapt, and improve as we go. And that combination, harnessing the voice of lived experience, making science simple, bold engagement strategies, that's why we're seeing this real change And to close this presentation, I just want to share another video which is directly from the people and professionals that the campaign has had a positive influence on. This was a community outreach tour that we conducted in 2023. I was part of it. Julia in the back was part of it as well, so if you can spot us on the video, eagle-eyed, you might spot us. But I love this, so do sit back and enjoy.
It's day one of the Flipping Pain tour, and I honestly feel like it's probably had more impact, especially at an emotional level, than the entire last year of all of the research and everything else that I've done.
I think the question is, when the science tells us that medication is not helpful and does not work in many cases, when we know that surgery equally is not the answer, why are we actually giving medication to people and giving them the hope that that's actually going to work?
Going through the maze of going to doctors, going to GPs, being referred to physiotherapists. The old understanding of pain is very much counterproductive, and the new understanding of pain that I was privileged to be educated on put me on the right road.
We now know there is irrefutable evidence that when we take on a modern understanding of pain, people are far more likely to improve and recover.
What Flipping Pain does is it's getting out here and it's flipping people's understanding of pain, that they don't need opioids, that there are other things out there.
What I love about Flipping Pain is that he's taking the science of pain direct to the people who need it the most, people in pain, the general public, and to healthcare providers who are treating these people. This is humanity's most disabling, most burdensome health problem. And it's time that we really started to do something about it.
Which is more manageable than people are often led to believe. They fear that they might be damaging their tissues. They fear they may not be believed. It starts to impact on their social lives and their working lives.
I've been struggling with pain since I was 18 years old. And it's only now, and I'm 49, I started to learn the answers. So that's 30 years of living with unexplained pain and this constant fueling of tablets.
I'm here supporting Flipping Pain, and I feel slightly guilty because I feel like Flipping Pain is supporting me. Probably the hardest thing I've found is finding other people that are going through the same thing. It is such an emotional journey, I think, every pain patient is on, and I think finding a community that understands that and shares that is invaluable.
You know, if I hadn't found this knowledge, I would probably still be in bed. I would have lost my job. I would have lost my entire social life. Life would be miserable. And as it is, I'm living a full, healthy, active, engaged life, and now trying to help other people make the same discovery.
Thank you very much. Shep, thank you. Off to an amazing start and practically perfect in every way, apart from just 1 minute over on the timings. But we won't hold you to that. Questions for the audience about Flipping Pain and Cora's. I can see a hand over there. And did I see another hand? And just one over here as well. So the second microphone, if you could come to the lady in the reddish dress. Yeah, we'll go to you first.
Hello. I just wanted to say that I am a chronic pain sufferer and I'd never heard of this. So it's actually opened my eyes and I'd like to know a lot more about it, to be honest. And I'm really interested in the Train the Trainer as well. Equally, from your point of view, you're saying that obviously a lot of people are on a lot of medication, which I rattle when I walk. But what is it that you encourage that stops that pain?
I guess words are everything, and stop isn't necessarily the primary goal here. It's management, it's learning to live well, it's recovery, and it can be defined in many different ways, as I'm sure you can imagine. we adopt a biopsychosocial approach to pain management. So we're not trying to manage pain via a one-dimensional approach such as medication, but looking at the whole person, all the different factors that could be influencing their pain experience, the sensitivity that they experience. So in terms of getting to know this a little bit more, I mentioned Pain Education for the Nation is an event that's happening on the 15th of this month. It's online, it's accessible to all. I would love to talk to you a little bit more about Train the Trainer as well. I'm part of the delivery of that, and it's really to kind of get that consistency of our key messages, which are 10-minute presentations.
Getting those voices heard as well.
Absolutely.
It's really hard. It's something that for years I've always tried to mask and pretend that I don't have it. I've had fibromyalgia now following a car accident in 2019 for quite a while, and gradually it has got worse. I've found that there's not much information out there about it, and obviously coming from a clinical point of view, that saddened me because I felt very alone with it. So I think this is absolutely fantastic. I really do. Yeah, really excited about it.
I want to chat to you more after this.
So obviously we've got all of the posters. Go and find Shep, also known as Chris. Actually, I think we should pop that into the newsletter, the date that you
I've got
mentioned.
flyers as well.
Yeah, so we'll pop that into the newsletter. And then the question that we had over here.
Oh,
yeah, I accidentally found Versus Arthritis. And at the time I was on crutches. And within 2 weeks of doing the education programme, no crutches. And while I waited for a knee, I was able to walk again. My irritation was that the GP didn't ever mention it. So my question is, what is your engagement with primary care and GPs?
As much as possible. We love talking about this stuff, and we're a small team, and we recognise that to operate at scale, we need to take on this multimodal approach. Every event that we produce is free at point of access for the public, and many health professionals. The funding streams come usually from the local ICBs who are prioritising these things. GPs are my favourite conversations to have. We see quite significant shifts in pain beliefs with that cohort.
And that 10-year plan, if and when, bringing it into the community.
Our 10-year plan?
Absolutely ideal opportunity.
Yes, yeah.
To bring this sort of treatment. It just irritates me that it isn't one of the first things on the list for prescribing.
Yeah, I agree, and if we talk about voice of lived experience, one of the standout lines I remember hearing way back is pain education or pain management shouldn't be a last resort, it ought to be the first resort. I'm really kind of trying to champion this approach to be, part of school education programs, for example, and really move upstream and give people the tools and skills to understand and be aware of this for if at any point life throws that curveball their way as well.
Sorry, one tiny little side thing then. Have you been able to measure what cost saving there will be if you get it right? Because that's the selling point, isn't it?
It is.
Particularly for primary care.
And that's such a key question. I'm going to suggest that you have it over a coffee, if that's okay. So thank you very much. Big round of applause for Shep. Thank you. Thank you.